Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Zesty or Testy podcast. I'm your host, Testy McNasty. With me, as always, is Zesty Tito de la Pinga.
Hola, ¿cómo están, gente?
We always Mi gente!
Anyway.
We always like to start this podcast off with a toast. Here's to the moments that slip away. Life doesn't come with a map, but every day does come to an end. May we seize the time we have and never let the years catch us unaware.
Oh,
Cheers.
Nice, man. Salud.
Can I open up with a story?
Yeah.
In 2006, in Kiev, Ukraine, police are called to the scene because there's a man acting confused and discombobulated. They show up and they approach him and they notice he's wearing antique clothing that doesn't belong in the year 2006. He's also got a camera around his neck. They walk up to him, they try talking to him, and he's just, nothing's the same, everything's different, I don't understand. He's like confused.
Yeah.
So they ask him for his ID. The ID he produces was issued from the USSR, a country that no longer exists in 2006 because Ukraine's already broken away from Russia, even though Putin's doing his best to try to get the band back together. The ID says his name is Sergei Ponomarenko. I probably mispronounced that. And it says his date of birth is in 1932, even though the man standing in the front of them looks like he's about 20 years old.
Holy shit.
This is in 2006. So they ask him, what day do you think this is? And he goes, today is April 23rd, 1958, even though it's in the year 2006.
Wow.
So they're like, what the fuck are you even talking about? And he says, I woke up this morning and I went for a walk, which is my hobby. That's what I like to do in the mornings. I took my camera because I'm a photographer. I like to take pictures of architecture. I noticed a bell-shaped object floating in the sky and I went to took a picture of it. And the second I put my camera down, I looked around me and all the buildings have changed and everybody's clothing has changed and I don't understand what's going on. So naturally, they take him to the mental asylum. Okay? So all this is from the first part of the story that I told you is from a police report. The second part of the story I'm about to tell you comes from the case file from Dr. Pablo Kudrikov. Okay?
Pablo, yeah.
Pablo.
We
Yeah,
all know
they got the
Pablo.
Mexicans in Ukraine.
Hey, Pablo.
So he's there at the mental asylum. The psychiatrist starts talking to him. He tells him the same story he told the police.
All right, you got my attention now, dude. So what the hell?
I had to light my cigar.
Oh, sorry. But carry on.
So they don't know what to make of him. So they go ahead and admit him to the asylum. They give him a room. They check him into the room. And there's a camera facing the door. And the only window in the room has bars across it so you can't get out. So the man checks in at night. They put him in the room. They have the video camera recording him all night. And in the morning, they go to check on him.
He's gone.
He's gone. There's nobody in the room. He's just completely disappeared.
No shit, dude.
They checked the video camera. Nobody came in and out outside that room since he walked in the door when they admitted him.
So what does the camera show? He evaporated?
Camera doesn't show shit. It's a steady shot of the door. It's not a steady shot of the inside of the room.
Oh, got it. So he fled through the window, but how do you get out when the
Made himself
window
really,
has
really
bars?
small, squeeze through the bars, and then made himself
So
really big.
Chapulín Colorado used to do that.
I remember.
Yeah, he used to take pastillas de chiquitolina, dude. So,
Well, the dude's name was Pablo, so he probably had some. He kind of passed it to the dude.
Chapulin's cousin.
Japanese guy. You know what they did? You know what he did leave behind, though?
What? The camera.
His camera. So they went and got the pictures developed. Well, first they take it to CVS because it's 2006. They take it to CVS. CVS says, this camera is an antique. We don't know what the fuck to do with this camera. This camera has been discontinued since the 1970s. The film inside the camera is from the 1950s. So they, do you have your phone? Yes, you do.
Yeah.
So they develop the film. No, they call a specialist or like an antique film guy. And he comes to develop the film. And there's just pictures of buildings. Like he said, he liked to take pictures of architecture. There's pictures of himself and his girlfriend standing in front of different things. And the last picture on the frame is that. And hopefully Zesty will put the picture right here above his head. A picture of a bell-shaped object floating in the sky. Please ignore the little letters in the corner of the picture because it's just a screenshot of the TikTok where I heard this story from.
So you guys are going to see this. I know you can't see it because of the
Well, he'll put
reflection.
it right here.
I'll put it up here so you guys
He's
can.
like a master of technology.
Yeah, I'm a master at daters.
So the question is,
Is it real or is it not?
do you believe in time travel and aliens?
I do. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it would be so, what's the word? Like, it's hard for me to believe that we are the only life form out there.
My dad feels the same way.
I mean, I've told you before, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, and this is not a conspiracy. This is just whether you believe in it or not, right?
Yeah.
Have I ever witnessed something like that? No. Have I ever seen something like that to allow me to give me a reason to believe in them? Mm-hmm. No. But at the same time, I don't believe that we're the only life form out there. And so do I believe that there's something out there? Yeah, absolutely. Is it a smarter life form? I mean, if it travels as fast as they say they do for those people that claim to have seen, spaceships or not, right? Then,
as comparison, we're pretty fucking dumb as a species, so it wouldn't be like hard to be smarter than humans.
Case in point, I just saw Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So no, I do believe that. No, but I do believe in that.
Okay. So here's
do you?
Well, I don't believe. Here's what I believe about the story. This dude found his grandfather's shit in the attic. He put on his grandfather's clothes. He looks close enough to his grandfather to have the ID, be able to fool somebody. And he just went out to fuck with people. Because that's something I would do. One of the things on my bucket list.
Disappear.
I don't know how he disappeared. He's a fucking Houdini or the camera glitched the same way it glitched outside of Jeffrey Epstein's jail cell. Apparently cameras glitch all the time. So no, it doesn't explain how he disappeared. But I've always wanted to just put on a white coat and walk into Walmart, and the first person that I come in contact with going, what year is it? What year is it? Oh my God, it worked. And just start running around the Walmart.
If it was me and I saw you do that, I would think you're Dr. Emmett Brown.
There you go.
Yeah.
I just need to frizz my hair out a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
no, I do. Okay. And, but for that reason, because it's hard for me to believe that we're the only species out there.
Yeah. So how would he time travel with the aliens?
That's, again, we're not the smartest race, right? Mm-hmm. So I couldn't tell you. I'm not a scientist. I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express one night.
It didn't work?
No.
I did get the little...
I can do...
Cantaloupe in the morning.
I can do open heart surgery, but time travel, I can't explain that shit, dude.
So there is Einstein's theory of time dilation. So there's 4 dimensions: height, length, and width, right? Mm-hmm. Those are 3, and then the 4th is space-time. So space-time is according to Einstein, is 1 dimension combined. Mm-hmm. You are sitting here at 3:06 at this spot. I'm sitting here at 3:06 at this spot. That's your space-time. This is my space-time, right? So if you take a trampoline...
Space-time continuum.
The space-time continuum. If you take a trampoline and pretend like the surface of the trampoline is space-time, and you have a bunch of marbles all around the outside of the trampoline, and you put a bowling ball in the middle, the weight of the bowling ball curves the space-time, and all the marbles rush in to be around the bowling ball. And it's not because gravity is like a magic hand that's grabbing the marbles that's bringing them in. It's because things with exceptionally large mass curve space-time. And because things with mass curve space-time, the higher the gravity you are, the slower time travels around it. So if somebody was able to get into a spaceship and go out into outer space, he would age a lot faster than the people here on Earth because he's beyond Earth's gravity. But in order for the person to age slower in the story, the aliens would have had to take them from Earth to a different planet with a heavier gravity than Earth. in order for time to move slower for him,
And he wouldn't age.
and he wouldn't have aged. And then they would have to erase his memory when they drop him back off in the exact same space.
What if they froze him back in the day and we don't know? Kind of like
Yeah.
Captain America.
Or fucking the Star Wars where they get Han Solo in the carbonite. They put
Oh,
him
yeah.
in a little carbonite block and then fuck with him for what 2,050 years, and then drop him back off.
Look, as long as the guy doesn't come out in 2006 and say he's Captain America, you know?
What? We probably need a superhero about right now.
Yeah, we do. We do. Man. But anyway, so
Anyway.
back to your story. Yes,
You believe in that shit?
I do.
Okay.
Very much so.
I just wanted to start the podcast off with an interesting story. We did really good last week. People stayed on for 5 minutes instead of just 1 minute.
Yeah.
So
well, because I wanted to hear what you had to say, man.
I know.
But this is an interesting topic.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting.
I think so too. But it's, again, something that I believe in.
You never seen an alien?
An illegal alien. I see plenty of those.
You go to the Home Depot. You just hanging out.
I mean, I've seen my family. Nah, just kidding. They have papers. Most of them. Anyway,
Newspapers.
newspapers, but it's a paper. So they asked my family, hey, do you have papers?
USA Today.
Yeah. Are you a USA student? I'm a USA Today.
So how you doing?
Good, man. Happy you came and saved me. Cause,
Oh, you're removing furniture. It's not even spring. Why are you spring cleaning?
I'm getting ready for spring
No,
and fall.
you're pre-cleaning for the. Is
Oh,
that like
it's
when you
summer.
wash your dishes before you stick it in the dishwasher?
Yeah, yeah. Which is the dumbest thing ever. No, so this weekend, I spent the weekend moving shit around, cleaning shit around, because my younger kid decided that she wants her room to look a different way. It's like we start decorating it to look a certain way, and then she forgets about it, and then my wife forgets about it, and then a year and a half pass, and then all of a sudden when they decide they want to go back and finish it, they realize, I don't want that anymore.
Yeah.
And so now they go with a different theme or look or motif, whatever you want to call it, right? And so yesterday we spent our day doing that. And I think I've told you, and for those of you who don't know, my kid has 2 axolotls.
Yeah.
So
I saw the gallons and gallons of empty, fresh
spring water.
spring water
Yep.
for the axolotl.
Yeah, we put approximately 10 gallons of spring water in there, which is great. Look, they're easy maintenance for anybody who's interested in having an axolotl.
And they look like penises.
They look like a wet penis with legs, and they're cute. They're cute. I mean, it's
an adorable penis.
Yeah, it's an adorable, like dark penis or albino penis, whatever. The point is, they're low maintenance because you put them in a aquarium. We have 2, so we put them in a 10-gallon aquarium, right?
Yeah.
But dude, every time you have to clean the aquarium, it's such a pain in the ass because you got to scoop them up. You shouldn't really touch them with your hands.
Yeah.
So I try to just use one of those, like almost like a Bill Miller's tea bucket.
Oh, nice.
And I put them in one of those, and then I put each one in their own, and then siphon the water out.
Does it mess with their skin when you hold them?
Yeah, yes, it does. So the oils in your skin actually affect them, right?
Yeah.
So what an axolotl is basically a salamander who never actually develops its skin because he's born in the water,
Sure.
right? But
Are they able to breathe outside the water, or they have to be underwater all the time?
they can stay outside of the water for a little bit, right? But they use almost kind of like fish have gills.
Yeah.
They use those little antenna-looking things.
You should put a picture of the axolotl above your head.
I will. In fact, I took some pictures of them yesterday because they truly have the face only a mother could love, or a very horny housewife.
There you go.
But either way, they breathe through their frills, right? And so my understanding is they can stay out just for a short amount of time, then they got to go back in the water. And then you can't hold them. You shouldn't hold them with your hands because, again, the oils in your hands.
What's the point of having a pet that you can't, like, pick up?
Well, it's like having fish, man.
Yeah. All right.
You know, it's like having fish. I mean, they're cool. They're cool looking. It's fun to see them eat because, I don't know, I mean, so I don't know how much you know about them, but they're being studied because they can regenerate a lot of their limbs.
Oh shit.
And so scientists have been studying axolotls to understand why it is that when they're little, they'll eat each other's like little feet or tails. Like one little one will come and eat the other one's tail, and next thing you know, it's like one of them's walking around with like just one arm, and then like you come back 2 months later, and a little arm is starting to come out.
Nice.
But here's the thing, and I don't understand this. And I was watching this little 20-minute documentary on YouTube about axolotls.
Yeah.
They're even able to regenerate their own hearts.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude,
That's crazy.
it is. It is.
So has a heart attack. He's like, don't worry, another
Don't
one's
worry
on the
about
way.
it. Give me 2 weeks. I'll have another one. Yeah, dude, it's really weird. But they're cool little guys, and it's just a pain in the ass to clean their the aquarium, because it's a 10-gallon tank or a 15-gallon tank actually.
They kind of look like Pokemon. They look like they would be.
They can.
Axolotl, I choose you.
You know what's really cool is they look like they're always happy, dude. It's like a happy penis.
they got the weird.
It's like a penis that just got laid.
Yeah.
You know, he's all like...
Instead of the hole going this way on the dick, it goes this way.
Yeah, exactly. But
In a smile. So that's one of the villains from Spider-Man, Mr. Lizard or Dr. Lizard or some shit.
Is he really?
He was a scientist that he lost an arm or some shit. And then so he started, because lizards can reproduce their tails.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm going to grow my own arm. And he injected himself with lizard DNA. And instead of growing, he regrew his arm, but he also turned into a giant fucking lizard. And suddenly he hated Spider-Man for no reason.
Well,
Because
why not?
why not? Because he's got to fight Spider-Man in that.
It's like, dude, I'm in the movie. I got to kick his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is. It's a salamander. Here's a funny story. Before we had him, they actually belonged to a friend of mine's son.
Yeah.
That's how we got him, because he went off to college. Mom said, hey, we've been taking care of your little guys here, but it's time for you to decide what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And he was going to find a new owner. Coincidentally, my kid, we were looking for an axolotl for her. So he was kind enough to say, hey, you can have the
Hey, I
tank.
got
You can
two.
have
There
them.
you go.
Yeah. And so they gave him to my kid. But prior to that, do you remember that? This is one of those freezes we had a few years back. Yeah. We had a hard freeze, and they lost power. And it was before Snowmageddon. I think, it was before Snowmageddon. But they lost power, right? And so the house got extremely cold.
Yeah.
Right? And so when she comes back, and they come back to their house, right? Because they had left, I guess, go stay with friends, neighbors, whatever. They come back, and both those little guys are just like, the water's not frozen, they're just gone.
They did?
It looked like they were dead, and they
Oh.
stayed like that for like a day and a half. They wouldn't move, and
They were playing possum?
Mom, I guess, Mom called the son and said, hey, I think they died, man. I mean, what do you? I'm sorry. Blah, blah. And he goes, no, Mom, don't worry about it. They go into like this catatonic stage,
Hibernation,
or some bullshit like that. He goes, just grab my lamp, put it over them to get the heat going inside
They
the
were
water.
going into heart?
And well, no, get this shit. After like 4 or 5 hours of heat coming back on, the lamp being on top of the thing, the little guys start
resurrected.
moving around. Yeah, it's like, so it's kind of weird, man.
Yeah,
it's
they
cool to
can-
have them. Yeah.
They can hibernate through the winter. That's cool.
So, I mean, the average temperature of the water they live in is about 65 degrees. So obviously, the water drops a little bit, they're gonna,
Take a nap.
well, they don't have a coat, so they're gonna have to take a nap so they can forget that they're cold.
So you were saying that scientists are studying the regeneration quality?
I guess. Well, I mean, that's what I heard, or that's what I was listening to when I was watching that documentary. They want to understand how, I guess, their little cells and how they are able to reproduce, some of their limbs or regenerate their tails or whatever it is, right?
I think we're a lot closer to like having mechanical replacements for arms and legs in humans than like being able to regrow them.
Oh yeah,
Because like Elon Musk has got the Neuralink where they can put a little probe in your brain, and I think all they could do so far is control a mouse on a computer. But I think the goal is eventually like people that are paralyzed, they can just give them robot legs, and then they're just walking around with
well,
robot
you've seen
legs.
those, right? Those what do they call it? Those skeletal something.
The exoskeletons, or the
yeah.
in like the Alien, where Ripley gets in the thing to fight the alien, and then in Avatar when
I was at a it was like a. I can't remember what hospital I was at, but it's here in San Antonio. They had that out there, and I mean, it looked really cool because it looked like something out of freaking RoboCop, dude.
Where did you see this?
Here in San Antonio.
Some dude just walking around?
No. It was almost like a company was.
Oh, it was demonstrating it?
They were demonstrating
Yeah.
it. Not on somebody. They just had it sitting there, and they were explaining what it does, how it works, and
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty interesting, dude.
I got a buddy that's paralyzed now. He's in a nursing home right now. He had a car accident, and then he could still walk, but then he fell at work, and then he started having spasms in his legs, and then he fell on a flower pot in his front yard, and after that, he just couldn't move his legs anymore. So he's in a nursing home right now. But we were talking about that too, because he was sending me like a little picture of the robot legs. That,
Yeah.
You know, it's a backpack, and you put it on, and then it comes down here, and then I'm like, well, does it have little remotes or something? And then he's like, oh, I don't know. He's like, well,
See, I don't know how this works, but I know it attaches. It almost attaches from, like, I guess halfway from your torso down,
Yeah.
right? And it snaps on your legs, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't know how it's controlled, you know?
Where were you at where you saw the company?
God, I'm trying to remember. It was an event here in town, and this is when I was doing the home care business.
Oh, sure.
I walked into I can't remember what hospital it was, but they had it out as an exhibit as soon as
Yeah.
you walk in. And
So this was years ago.
this was about 5-6 years ago.
Yeah. So,
So
hopefully they've made it even better since then. Because it's not commonplace, because I don't see motherfuckers at HEB walking around with robot legs.
Yeah, no, I've never actually seen it. I've seen it on TV where they show somebody using it, right? I just don't know how it's controlled, right? Because I'm pretty sure it's not the person controlling it themselves, right?
Yeah.
So is it controlled, like you said, right?
With their brain.
With the brain, right? It's something connected to your brain, or do you control it with your hands? You put it on walk mode, you're like, keep walking.
Stop
The
walking.
remote doesn't work.
Turn
I ran
left. I
out
don't-
of batteries. You're like, how long have you been walking? For the last 12 hours. It won't
I'm in
stop.
a different county.
I'm tired. Get me out of Atascosa County. Oh, dude. Speaking of that, it's not on my bucket list, but I guess I should have put it on there. And if I go back and put it, now I can check it off. I got to witness my very first high-speed chase.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
For a cop.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Where were you at?
So, for anybody who's familiar with Pleasanton, I was driving to Pleasanton on Friday, and right before on 37 going southbound, there's the Pleasanton exit, right? But before Pleasanton exit, there's another exit called 3006. So I exit 3006. It's a little FM road, right?
Yeah, 3006.
And then it goes and hits what is it, 281? Mm-hmm. And so right at 281, you take a left and you go into town. Well, I come up to that intersection where 3006 hits 281 south.
Yeah.
I turn left to go into Pleasanton, and I look both ways. There's nobody there, right?
Uh-huh.
I make a turn, and then, because I'm a great driver, I have a habit of looking at my mirrors.
Yeah.
And I do this bit, and I see that there's a trooper behind me with its lights on.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm driving a Ford Flex.
Yeah.
It takes me like 12 minutes to get up to like 70 miles per hour, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what the hell did I do, right?
Yeah.
But so you've got his lights, his headlights are flashing, and then his, top lights, emergency lights are on. And turns out he's following a motorcycle.
Oh, shit.
But the motorcycle, it's a black motorcycle, a guy wearing a black helmet, and he's directly in front of the officer. So when I look, I can't see the motorcycle.
Yeah.
I just see his flashing lights. Well, the motorcycle was right between those lights. That's why I couldn't see him.
Yeah.
And so I start pulling over because it's 2 lanes. So I start pulling over to my right. And next thing you know, that motorcycle, and I'm thinking, dude, you need to pull over, right? So I slow down in case he wants to pull over in front of me, right?
Yeah.
So the guy passes me, or it moves over to the left lane, and as he was passing me, the guy just floors
Oh, shit.
and takes off. And I'm like, oh, yeah, he's not going to stop. And the trooper's in one of those, like, Tahoes or something like that. Dude, he jets out of there.
That's crazy.
But, of course, you're chasing motorcycles. You know how that's going to end.
That's gonna be
The
rough.
guy's probably going to disappear, right?
Yeah.
And sure enough, as I got into town, I told my wife, I said, hey, I called her. I said, you're not going to believe what just happened. I just witnessed the coolest thing. It was a high-speed chase. And she goes, so what happened? I said, I don't know. The guy just took off. And, I lost him. So God knows what will happen, right? So now I'm in town, right where, I can't remember the name of the road, but I'm in town, right?
Yeah.
About to hit the busy area of Pleasanton. And then all of a sudden,
The same
as I'm at the
motorcycle?
light, I just hear,
Is it the same motorcycle?
It's the same motorcycle, but now he's going the opposite direction, right? And I'm like, holy shit, man, this guy's got some balls, right? So, but he passes, he's probably doing over 100, right? And within a second later, here comes the same trooper, right?
Yeah.
Except now the trooper's got about 8 of his friends.
Nice.
Dude, I see the trooper pass. I see another trooper pass. I see like 2 Pleasanton PDs. I see 2 Atascosa like freaking sheriffs. I'm like, dude, you're not gonna go very far,
This poor
man.
fucking motorcycle.
So I know
I'm scared to do something like that on a motorcycle. I would fucking end up under a truck or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing, right? And the guy's in jail, so
You know you got caught?
yeah, he did. No, so I had to look it up, right?
Yeah.
And that wasn't on the news, but somebody posted. I guess I don't know if it was Atascosa sheriffs or Pleasanton police, but somebody posted it on Facebook, right? And they showed a picture of the guy, and the guy. Somebody said, dude, you think you might be faster than the cops, but you're not faster than a 2-way radio.
That's true.
Right?
They could just call everybody around.
Yeah, exactly. So, and the thing is, if he would have stayed on that road, going to all these back roads, he would have probably gotten away with it.
But he stayed on the highway.
But the problem is, he turned around and went north on 281, which now you're going into San Antonio, and the one thing a bigger city has is a lot more law enforcement, right? And so he gets into town. Somebody said that he went down 410, and then I think on 410 he got up. I think they said somewhere around Bandera Road.
Yeah.
And they finally caught him there. You know how they caught him?
They boxed him in?
Fucking idiot ran out of gas.
Shit. And then he takes off running.
Somebody posted on there. Dude, I don't know if you're the bigger idiot for trying to run from the cops.
Or not filling up beforehand.
Or not filling up before you actually go on a freaking high-speed chase, right? But anyway, they got the guy, and it was hilarious. So I was really excited. It was like it got my adrenaline. Like I wanted to turn around and start following them. They're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm providing.
I want to see.
I'm providing communication."
He went
for
that
them.
way. He went that way.
Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. It was the highlight of my Friday.
One of my favorite things that I saw was like a Cinco de Mayo, like probably a year into COVID. And I was driving past the North Star Mall, and there was just a crowd of people. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So I pull in, because I was bored, because there's not much to do. And it was like one of those fucking takeovers where like the cars are doing donuts in the middle of the parking lot. Mm-hmm. So it was like...
this was inside North Star?
No, this was in the parking lot outside of North Star Mall.
Oh, shit. Okay.
But it was just like the whole fucking parking lot was full of people, and they were just in a big circle, and there's just cars going, and like, turning around to the side with their brakes on and the thing squealing. So I'm there like, fuck yeah. So I get my phone out, and they're recording all this shit. And fucking, eventually the cops show up. So I got a video where I'm recording like the people, and I'm like, I know somebody's gonna get hit. Because the fucking idiots, they're like right next to the car as it's going like 30 miles an hour in a circle. And I'm like, somebody's gonna get hit. I'm gonna record this shit. But like the cops pull up, tweet, tweet, and all the kids just scatter. Like the parking lot was an ocean of human beings as far as you could see, and then tweet, and then shoom, they all just fucking disappear everywhere. Yeah. So I posted that on TikTok, and I don't have the original video because that phone stopped working. So like I lost everything off that phone. But I'm like, at least I uploaded it to TikTok before my phone crapped out, and then TikTok took it down for community guideline violations.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, we don't want people doing these little donut things. But it was fun as fuck. I was like, fuck yeah, this is great.
It's like, hey, TikTok, we're using it as an example of what you
Don't
shouldn't do.
this.
Don't do this.
Don't try this at home.
These are trained professionals or idiots. They're trained idiots. That's what they are.
But it was because it was right next to the Olive Garden. So like all the people from the Olive Garden comes out and they're like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, I have no idea, but this is awesome.
Yeah, that's funny. I've seen that. I haven't witnessed that, but I've seen places where they do it.
Yeah.
But this was on Highway 90 right by General McMullen.
They took over the highway?
I guess, dude, because as I'm driving, all I see is like black marks in the form of a circle.
Oh.
So you can only imagine that they took over the highway, started doing that shit, and then just before the cops could get there, they
all
took
take off, yeah.
But, somebody was doing that shit. And for a while there, I saw it. I saw it on Highway 90, close to General McMullen, and then on.
So you
is
just
it?
saw the
On-
aftermath. The
Yeah, I
skid
saw
marks
the
on the
aftermath.
ground.
Yeah, I saw right on 37, right in front of the Alamo Dome.
Uh-huh.
Saw it there too. I'm like, dude, you got to be some. You got to have balls and no brain. That's
Yeah,
what it takes.
yeah.
Balls. I mean, because somebody said you got to have the balls. Yeah, you got to have the balls with no brains, dude.
I'm sure that fucks up your car too, right? Like, because you got to be like working the brake and like working the gas at the same time to get it to skid like that. I don't know. I've never done it. Yeah, but I have seen the videos where every once in a while someone gets too close and boom, they get tossed.
Dude, can you imagine me doing it on the flex?
In slow motion.
Yeah. They're like, what's this guy doing? He's just going in circles. He's not really drifting, guys, but he thinks he is.
Is it too early to pause for the cause, or am I sucking these down faster than I should?
Oh, dude, really? Is it that time already?
It's only
Shit.
30.
It is,
We
man.
usually do it at 45, but I started drinking before we came out here.
If you're ready to pause for the
I'm
cause,
ready.
we
Let's
will
pause for the cause, please.
Un
we come-
momento, por favor.
When we come back, we're going to talk about podcasts in general.
All right. Before he says anything, I'm going to do it.
So we're in there making drinks, and Zesty starts going, "Oh shit, there's a bug on me!" But it's his microphone,
My microphone.
and
It's
it
okay.
reminded me of when I was in college one time.
You were only in college one time?
I was only in college one time. I
was in
don't
college
like.
a lot of times.
I don't like to talk about that one day. But the professor was doing a lecture, and he had a microphone too clipped to his shirt. He's like, "All right, y'all work on this, and I'm gonna take a bathroom break." And he didn't turn his microphone on,
Oh,
so we
shit.
heard him like taking a big ass piss in the bathroom. You could hear the the pee hitting the toilet. Anyway, that was funny.
You know, it's funny, dude, because I had a good friend, and he used to own some businesses. Calls me one day and goes, "Hey, let's go have a drink." So we went to a restaurant. And he orders like some Johnny Walker Double Black, right? Just on the rocks.
Yeah.
He's having his drink. He's had a few, and then he goes, "Dude, we'll go use the restroom." Well, while he's taking a leak, his wife calls. He answers the phone and he goes, "Hey, what's up?" Oh. And he's doing
She
it.
thinks he's cheating on her.
And she goes, "What the hell are you doing?" And he goes, "I'm taking a leak." "Are you fucking getting laid?" He said, "No, I'm taking a leak." But he was relaxing. He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh." I'm like,
Bro, when you break that seal the first time, it is like the most satisfying feeling in the world. If you've held it in for a while.
yeah, oh, absolutely, dude. I mean, I agree. Hey, during the break, we were talking about alcohol because I was making her some drinks. And I just remembered when you said, so I gave Testy,
Like 3 glugs.
yeah, it's a glug, glug, glug,
Yeah.
glug, glug, right? And a splash of tonic. And you said that's a
I know the bartender pour.
yeah, I know the bartender pour it because it's like that's when they go crazy
Hook
and
you
they
up.
hook you up. And it made me think of, did I ever tell you about my uncle? I had an uncle who's a priest who used to ask me to make him drinks.
You told that story to me, but you've never told it on the podcast. Tell
Oh,
the story.
okay. So the story goes that we were at my sister's house. So I have an uncle that's a priest. Well, he's passed, but he was a priest. And everybody knew him as the kind of father who enjoyed a beverage every now and again,
Yeah.
every day.
He's a good Catholic.
Yeah, he's definitely a good Catholic. You would almost think he's Irish, you know. So he used to enjoy a bottle of Buchanan, you know, whiskey, and everybody knew that when there was a get together and he showed up with his bottle of whiskey, everybody could drink whatever they wanted. Just do not touch my uncle's whiskey. That's his only, because that's the way he measured when it was time to go. If the bottle's gone, it's time for him to go.
Bye.
Yeah, exactly. That's no watch necessary. None of this. What time is it? How much do I have left? Enough for 2 more drinks? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So one day he asked me. He goes. He used to call me gordito. I don't know why. Never understood why he called me gordito, but I think that means handsome.
Yeah, he does.
So he says, and he had a real deep voice, dude. So he goes, gordito, gordito. I'm like, ¿Qué pasó, tío? He goes. He asked me to make him a drink,
Yeah.
right? So he goes, Whiskito, Topo Chico. I'm like, all right, so go make him a drink. Dude, I grab his drink, and I know he likes to drink. So I put the ice, and then I put that much whiskey.
He told you two
Right?
dedos.
And he said, because he said dos deditos, so I put that much whiskey and then Topo Chico. And I give it to him, and he drinks it, and he calls me back. He goes, gordito, ven para acá. ¿Qué es esto? And I'm like, you asked me for dos deditos and Topo Chico. That's what I gave you. No. I'm like, well, no, that's what I give you. He goes, no, gordito. Dos deditos parados. He wanted that much whiskey, dude. And then just a little splash of Topo Chico.
That's literally the only time I've ever heard of two fingers this way. Is
Dos
this way.
deditos. I'm like, dude. I was like, oh, shit. And my brother-in-law was sitting there talking to him, and he goes, "You've never noticed that's how much he puts?" I said, "No."
I don't want
He
to.
goes, "That's why he goes through a bottle by himself." He goes, "Because he'll pour about that much whiskey and then just a tiny little splash of Topo Chico, just for color, or to be able to say that he's not drinking it straight." I don't know.
It's mixed.
Yeah, it's mixed. Yeah, I put Topo Chico in there, a splash of it, a couple of drops.
How many podcasts do you think there are worldwide right now?
Over 1 million?
There are 5 million podcasts worldwide.
No shit.
There are 150 million episodes of podcasts worldwide out there. We've contributed like 30.
So what?
37.
What Tessie's trying to say is there are 4,999,999 of which you can forget because the only one that matters is this one. Yeah.
There are 500 million people that consistently listen to podcasts worldwide. Top 3 podcasts in the world. Number 1, what do you think it is?
I have no fucking clue.
Call Her Daddy. I've never heard of it either. It's some bitch.
Oh my God! Yes, it's some girl, right?
Yeah.
I just saw her recently.
She was on the Olympics.
Well, I think she was hired by NBC to do some Olympic broadcasting through her podcast.
Yeah. She's doing Olympics right now. Number 2 is Tucker Carlson.
Really?
And number 3, I thought Joe Rogan was number 1, but apparently Joe Rogan Experience is only number 3. I think he used to be number 1. I think he's dropped.
Oh, so he's number 3.
He's number 3. Out of all the podcasts, out of the 5 million podcasts worldwide,
Are we number 1 from the bottom?
we are number 1. If you start counting at the bottom, we're the number 1 fucking podcast, bro.
Yeah. But we're number 1.
We're number 1 somewhere.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. 25% of the 5 million podcasts, what do you think the category of those podcasts are? A quarter of 5 million podcasts are all about one subject. What do you think it is?
Shit. Women.
Close. True crime.
Oh, yeah. Definitely women.
Women love listening to fucking true crime podcasts.
Listening and watching, dude.
Listening and watching true crime
Yep.
TV shows, yes.
My
It's
wife is obsessed with Dateline
all women.
and Law and Order.
So it's women don't like to get murdered, but women love listening to stories of other women getting murdered. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but that's their shit right
Because they get fucking ideas to murder their
there. To
husbands.
murder you.
Yeah, no.
This is how I clean the blood.
I've
Bleach
told-
doesn't work. You gotta use a special solvent.
Yeah. This is what I tell my kids. If I ever go missing, blame mom.
Go watch the last 3 episodes that she watched of anything, and you'll know how she did it. I asked my wife one time because she's like really into the Kardashians and all that shit, all those reality shows. I'm like, how can you watch this?
There's
shit?
a lot of guys who are in the Kardashians. I'm into the Kardashians. In the Kardashians.
Do you watch?
Into,
Do you watch the Kardashians?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do, brother.
no, so
I used to, but not anymore.
yeah, I mean, it got really stupid. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm more into Southern Charm now.
I do watch Southern Charm.
I asked my wife why she watches this because
Which one? Southern Charm?
I don't any of them. They're all exactly the same. I sat and I would sit down next to her. I'm like, I can't sit here through this. How can you watch this? And she says, I don't have any drama in my life, so I need to fucking get
That's
drama.
what my wife says.
Is that what she said?
Yes, dude.
I need to import my drama from this other shit.
Yeah, I'll tell you why I watch it.
Why?
Because it's like a mild-mannered novela,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I grew up watching novelas.
No.
as a matter
Dos
of-
Mujeres, Un Camino.
Yeah,
was a
that
good
and
show.
Cuna de Lobos and Los Ricos
Destiliando
También
amor.
Wow,
Todo día.
damn.
Cada día.
And this guy says he doesn't watch novelas, but he knows the theme song to everyone.
Mírame en los ojos, gaviota.
Dumbass.
I didn't watch every episode. I just sat next to my wife.
Well,
Anyway,
but my point is, I grew up with watching novelas, right, as a kid. And in fact, when I met my wife, I told her, I said, "Oh, can we be home by a certain time? Because I need to watch this novela." She goes, "What?" We were dating, and she's like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Can we stop having sex so I can watch the novela?"
Allah. And that's how she knew you were the one.
Yeah, she's like, "No, but he loves me." But no, I watch novelas, and so I don't watch novelas anymore. So occasionally, when my wife watches some of these shows, I'm like, I get into them. Well, the funny thing is, my wife never watched any of those housewife shows.
Yeah.
It was me that one day I started watching, like, I think it was Housewives of Orange County, which is the OG. Housewives of Orange County, and I was like, "What the hell's going on?" Right, and I started watching it. I'm like, "Babe, you would find this funny," and so she starts watching it, and she got hooked. The next thing you know, it's Housewives of De La Verga and Housewives of this and Housewives of HEB, and I mean,
I love the Housewives of HEB.
yeah.
Every time they had the crawfish boiled, the drama
they're
out
talking
the ass.
about that.
Yeah.
Did you see how many shrimp she bought? It's probably all for herself. Anyway,
Anyway, so 25% of all the podcasts are true crime podcasts. 10% is politics. 9% is pop culture. 1.5% is relationships. No, that's not right. 8% is relationships. I'm sorry, I can't read my own handwriting. 6% is sports.
you would think sports would be a little higher.
I think guys get their sports from ESPN. They don't get it from this podcast. But I don't know. I don't watch sports either, so
Yeah.
I'm not a typical guy. History is 4%. Finances, like how to invest your money, 2%.
That's why everybody's broke.
Comedy is also 2%.
Nobody wants to laugh.
Nobody wants that. 1% is science, and 12% is other, which I guess is where we fall in, because we don't really have a podcast about anything, so we would just be part of the other 12%.
But so we're part of a big percent.
We're part of a-
We're number one from the
We're-
bottom, and part of the second largest. Or,
Second largest. We're better than politics.
Yeah, dude.
There you go, buddy. I told you we shouldn't talk politics.
Kudos to us, man.
Cheers,
Yeah.
cheers.
What a way to celebrate. This is a memorable podcast today, dude.
All right. The peak of all New Start podcasts. When do you think it was? The peak when like everybody decided they wanted to have their own podcast.
I would say probably like
You're right. Say it.
2021.
You are dead on. The first quarter of 2021. Everybody's home. Everybody's been bored for a year from fucking COVID. 800,000 podcasts started the first 3 months of 2021.
No shit, dude.
Of those 800,000, how many of them stopped making after 6 months?
I'd probably say like 70 to 75% of
It
them.
was only half.
Really?
So 400,000 kept going. The other 400,000 stopped after 6 months. So we've been going a year.
Dude.
So we already kicked their asses. Fuck those people.
We're on a year. Mm-hmm. We made the 12%.
Yeah, we're higher
and we're
than
number
politics.
one from the bottom.
We're number one from the bottom, baby.
What a way to celebrate, dude.
1.9 billion. Podcasts bring in $1.9 billion, or yeah, I guess it would be dollars, even if you're like, because this is worldwide.
Yeah.
I guess they calculated it into dollars. Hopefully they calculated it in dollars.
Well, that sucks.
$1.9 billion comes in from ad revenue for podcasts. The top 10 podcasts, we already talked about the top 3, but the other 7, I don't know what they are. I just know the top 3. They bring in $665 million in ad revenue altogether, the top 10.
Damn, dude.
The top 11 through top 25 bring in $247 million in ad revenue. 26 through 100 also bring in $247 million. That's split between all of them. 100 through 500 bring in $304 million. 105 through 1,000 bring in $95 million. So that leaves $342 million for the remaining 4,900,000 podcasts. So you and I have an excellent shot at 342 million. We only have to be more popular than 4,999,000 podcasts.
999.
990 podcasts. Once we hit that mark, bro, we are fucking
We're gonna
rolling
be
in it.
banking.
We're
Yeah.
banking.
That means that in about 20 years,
Maybe.
when we're close to our deathbeds, we should be making money.
We'll make $1.25.
Yeah.
Finally buy that goddamn microphone that attaches to your phone.
Dogs are going to be having commercials for us instead of us for the dogs.
And there you go.
Yeah, if you listen to these two guys, we can actually get them to eat for the next 6 months.
They'll be playing. Yeah, fly away from here. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, what I found interesting is that we haven't even tried that hard, and we're already kicking ass, and we didn't even know it.
We beat 400,000 podcasts. They all dropped out. They all got sick and tired of it.
Yeah.
You and I are too fucking terco to fucking give up.
Everybody wants us gone, but we're still here like cucarachos.
If you just donate, we'll stop making podcasts.
But you got to donate a lot, enough for us to not work. So we're gonna start a GoFundMe, and if anybody,
It's another GoFundMe.
just $1.
It didn't go so well last time.
But if we can just get $1 from what did we say? 499,999,999.
That's a shitload.
Dude, we'd be sitting on $500 million.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
$1 from 4 million, we'd be sitting on 4 million.
Oh no, I said 499 million. Sorry.
Yeah. That's right. More podcasts.
Right. Yeah.
There's not that much.
Well, I mean, but we're fine. I mean, we can do it with 5 million, 2.5 million a piece.
Yeah.
Dude. I say you put out the GoFundMe.
So anyway, like and subscribe, please, if you haven't subscribed yet. Share it with your friends, share it with your neighbors, share it with your dogs, please.
Yes. Dogs love us.
Arr, arr, arr.
Yeah. And we're 9 out of 10 dentists recommend us.
No.
Like the gum.
Fuck that other dentist. He's an
Fuck
asshole.
you, yeah. You're probably not even a dentist. Anti-dentite. Anti-dentite.
From Seinfeld, yeah. So anyway, I don't know. Maybe we need to start incorporating some true crime into our podcast.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you my story? No, I think I may have shared my story about Cottonwood Creek, right?
No, I don't remember that.
So my wife was watching a show, a Dateline, right? I've never feared. I've never been more scared of being next to my wife like I was that day.
I think you told this story, but tell it again.
Well, so my wife was watching Dateline, and it's about a man who kills his wife somewhere in Colorado, and he claims that she fell, but everything showed that he had pushed her, and it was.
Are they hiking? They're like hiking through some shit.
Yeah,
I think I know this story, but
and all this happened in some river through this little creek, and it was called Cottonwood Creek.
Yeah,
right. So anyway. She was watching. Coincidentally, I'm watching that same show, right? That same Dateline with her.
Did she invite you hiking, like out of nowhere? Like, babe, we've never hiked before in our lives. Why are you suddenly wanting to go hiking?
Close enough, dude. So we watched this, and the guy got away scot-free, right?
Yeah. Evidently not if they're doing a podcast about it.
Well, initially, but then they appealed. They appealed the sentencing, and anyway. So they're just still going about this shit.
Yeah.
The point is that all this occurred somewhere in Colorado, someplace called Cottonwood Creek.
Yeah.
All right. This was on a Thursday or Friday, right? Sunday. We're gonna go out to. In fact, it may have been the weekend that we went with you guys to Suns Blue.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So when you go to Suns Blue from San Antonio and you tell your GPS navigate to Suns Blue, the last street that you turn on before you get to Suns Blue, which is off of Sherrill Road.
Yeah.
But to get to Sherrill Road, you go into this like kind of wooded road, right? It's got heavy vegetation, a lot of trees.
Yeah, they don't mow the edges, so like you can reach out and like touch the leaves and shit.
Yeah, and it's such a thin road. It's like two cars will barely squeeze there. Right?
Yeah.
You almost have to scoot over to one side to let the other car pass.
Yeah.
You know what the name of the road is?
I don't know.
Cottonwood Creek.
No shit.
Yep.
No shit.
Shit, you know. And so I'm turning and I see, I'm like, holy shit. And my wife goes, what? I'm like, oh yeah, girls, you know what the name of this road is? They're like, what? I'm like, Cottonwood Creek. And Alia goes, oh, you're gone, Dad.
We love you, Dad. We miss you already.
We're gonna miss you.
You're a good dad. You're always there for us.
Can you please not kill him till after he finishes making the burgers? Because we're hungry. Yeah, dude. It was just so fucking hilarious, and it's such a coincidence because and so
That's crazy.
That's the last time that we went. So there's remember I told you we talked about Suns Blue River Camp, Suns
and then
Blue
Ranch.
River Ranch.
Yeah.
So it's the Suns Blue River Camp. That's the one that you turn on Cottonwood Creek to get to Sherrill Road. And I'm like,
That's crazy.
I'm gonna die.
That's crazy.
I mean, I saw my life flash before my eyes. Yeah. And I kept on looking at her, and she's all like, are you gonna need the knife for the hamburger patties? I'm like, why would I need a knife for hamburger patties? She's like, I don't know, I brought it just in case. I'm like, that's not even a knife. It was a machete, dude. I'm like, where did you even get that? I don't own that shit.
That's a beautiful view over that cliff. Can you get out and take a picture? Seriously, just take a picture. Just go stand there.
Yeah,
no,
go stand
get
there.
Another picture. Get another picture.
She gets on the driver's side. Why are you getting on the driver's side? Just take the picture. Girls, close your eyes. That's the last thing I heard. Luckily, I ran. Not too quick, not too far. Not too quick, not too far. Just kind of.
It was enough.
Okay,
it was enough to get away from the cliff.
Just enough to finish the burgers.
So anyway,
well, just we were talking about true crime. That's why it just dawned on me that it was just too much of a coincidence. You watch something about Cottonwood Creek, and
there's a
2
name.
days later,
That's a crazy
I'm
name.
on Cottonwood Creek, and I'm thinking to myself,
That's a crazy ass coincidence.
Yeah.
I don't know why women love true crime so much, because I can't sit through SVU. I can't sit through all this shit.
You can't?
No, it's not my thing.
See, I love Law and Order, dude.
Yeah.
I love watching Law and Order. Probably one of my favorite shows. Well, coincidentally, you know how I got into Law and Order?
No.
My wife. She's watched every single episode of Criminal Intent, SVU, and the regular Law and Order. The only one she doesn't like is Organized Crime.
You know, the only reality show that me and my wife would sit down and watch together was the one about the Playboy Mansion, where Hefner had the 3 girlfriends.
Oh, yeah.
We would watch that like every day. We'd come
Religiously?
home and watch that. The other one we watched, do you remember when Paris Hilton and Lila Richie's daughter had their own, Christina Ricci? They had their own show called The Hot Life or the Something Life. No, The Simple Life.
The Simple Life.
Because they would go and do like mundane people thing, but they would do it like as rich, spoiled bitches.
Oh, I remember that, dude.
We watched that show too, and it was just funny because they did a show in Blanco, Texas. There's like an ice creamery owned by the sheriff of the town, and they did an episode there where they live with him, and the theme of the show was like, you're not showing your wife enough affection, so they wrote a love poem for him to read to his wife, and he reads it at the end of the episode, and like it's written by 2 dumb fucking cunts, so there's like booyakasha and like you're the bomb baby. It's like not even romantic, it's just dumb as fuck. But I mean, I think they play up the dumb Bond thing on purpose because it's good for the show, or they're just that dumb.
But there's some 20-year-old at the time going, man,
that is so
romantic.
beautiful. I'm gonna copy this word for word and read it to my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Ice burns like fire.
Shit, that was deep. Holy crap, dude. That just
gave you chills.
Yeah. I felt like the hairs on the back of my ass just kind of stand up, dude.
That's a lot of hair.
It is, dude. I was actually thinking of like waxing my ass, dude, but just kind of drawing a little koala around it. That way, when I wax it, it's just a little koala ends up being nice and furry.
Why the fuck would why a koala?
Why not?
Because it's furry?
Yeah.
Your wife can sit there and
I mean, it could have been just a teddy
stroke
bear.
my koala, baby.
Yeah.
Stroke my koala.
Yeah. You want to feel my teddy bear?
Go get the bamboo, baby.
Yeah. No.
Not that way. Not there. So anyway, if you want to contribute to the podcast, we'll stop talking all this stupid shit.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get out of your hair. Just give us $4 million.
It'll just be in the shape of a koala.
Yeah. We'll get out of your koala furry hair. I don't see a fucking single cloud in the sky, dude, but I hear we're supposed to get thunderstorms around 4 or 5.
So it rained like last night, I guess, and the weather report said it was not going to rain last night, but my wife's shoulder was like all day yesterday. She's like, my shoulder's killing me, it's going to rain.
I don't give a shit what the meteorologist
Exactly.
says. My shoulder
My
says
wife's
it's-
shoulder is better than every meteorologist
That's
in
my
Texas.
wife's hand, dude.
Yeah.
she'll say, she's like,
She has carpal tunnel or what?
yeah. But she'll be like, is there rain in the forecast? I'm like, why? She's like, my wrist has been hurting. I'm like, there's no fucking rain in the forecast.
And then
Crazy
boom,
woman.
it just starts
And then
going
like 3
down.
hours later, it's like, what the fuck, dude? I'm like, Chief Meteorologist Claudia Gonzalez.
I know. Why don't they hire like some old person with an injury?
Yeah.
Because that would be better than fucking.
The storms are going to be really bad because my right knee has been hurting.
Yeah.
And that means that there's probably like severe thunderstorms.
But my lower back's been acting up, so hails.
Oh, hail.
Hails in the.
That's when you
prediction.
go, oh, hell.
Put your cars in the garage, please.
Yeah. Did
Or
you say
leave them
butcher?
out in case you want to
Oh,
collect
dude.
on the insurance. But
I went to go watch a movie, Trap. Did I tell you? No, right?
No.
Good movie. It's that
trapped.
Trap.
Okay.
It's a M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh yeah, he wakes weird shit.
Oh, yeah, no, he does. Great movie, man.
So what's the surprise ending?
Well,
Spoiler alert.
I can't tell you guys, but it's a good movie. I mean, his movies are, I think they're great movies.
Yeah.
Kind of freaky and scary. This one wasn't freaky and scary. It was just high anxiety.
No,
Like Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler.
that was a great movie.
It
I
was
love
a
that.
fucking phenomenal
Yeah.
movie. So anybody who hasn't seen Uncut Gems, if you feel like your life is boring, like you need some action, you need to get your little heart and your valves moving.
You need to import drama into your
yeah,
life.
you need some drama in your life. You need that little valve to just kind of go, oh, I can pump some blood. I can pump some blood. You know? You want that shit? Watch Uncut Gems.
But that dude was such an asshole the whole movie because like every bad thing that happened, they're all his fault. Because he'll get the big win, and then he's like, instead of using it to like make his life better, he's like, no, let's gamble it again.
Yeah.
Let's fucking get that high again.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I mean, it doesn't take out the fact that it was just like fucking
Yeah.
intense.
It's a
man.
great movie.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a great movie.
And it was, I know it got
It's not your typical Adam Sandler
No,
movie
it's
either.
not.
It's like out of left field.
Yeah. Well, I heard that new one on Netflix is supposed to be pretty good.
Which
A
one?
little weird. Spaceman or something like that.
Never heard of
With
it.
Adam Sandler. Just came out a few months ago, I think.
Oh, I haven't heard of it.
Anyway,
Is he going to outer space?
I have no idea what it's about. I just know that he's got a
another
movie,
one?
but somebody told me it was a pretty decent movie, man. But anyway, the point is, I saw Trap. If you guys are thinking of going and watching it, go. It was a good movie.
We're watching the last season of Cobra Kai. That's what we're into right now. Have you watched any of the Cobra Kai?
Yeah, we just started watching the last season. I think we've only watched 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah. So you only get 5, and then you get the next 5 in November, and then that's the end of the.
Oh, is
whole-
that right?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Is it? So that's what I loved about Mexican novellas. They end. Like fucking Days of Our Lives is, I used
Going
to
on
watch.
40 years?
Yeah, I've been watching that when I was sick at home, like because there was nothing else on TV, and
Right
it's,
after The Price is Right? Because
Right.
if you're sick at home, you have to watch The
yeah,
Price is
Bob
Right.
Barker
Hell
babysat me every goddamn time I stay home sick. Mm-hmm. I could predict the fucking cost of a can of fucking soup like nobody.
Really?
No, not really.
Oh. I'm like,
All that shit was always overpriced.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like
dude.
I could get that at HEB for $5, $12.95. Bullshit. Bullshit. What store are you shopping at? Are you in New York? Where are you getting these fucking prices
macaroni
from?
and cheese with a deluxe blah, 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 and this gourmet cheese for only $12.99.
Exactly.
It's like, dude, it's just Kraft in the back.
Yeah.
No, but you have to watch. I agree. You watch Price is Right, and then you have to watch
Days of Our Lives.
Days of Our Lives.
Like sands through the hourglass.
These are the days of our lives. So are the days of our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, you were complaining that this is the last season of Cobra Kai. I think shows should end. I think they should have a nice.
Well, no, I was complaining over the fact that I hate it when they do that. It's like they give you 5, and then you have to
Oh.
wait for the other 5.
Well,
I like the fact that they end.
Yeah.
I do.
You want to binge them all right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that. There are shows that I cannot wait to binge. Like right now, that House of Dragon.
That show is so confusing because there's so many different children and they all look exactly the same.
Yeah.
And they all have the same, like,
And there's a lot of houses.
Daenerys, Denorius, Defurious, Degrubius. And it's
Yeah.
like, who the fuck are you talking?
Aegon, Wygon.
Yeah,
Wagyu.
like Wagyu, yeah.
Wagyu.
Fuck, Wagyu was an asshole.
Yeah.
That dude
Yeah, but
always
I mean,
talking about his meat.
Yeah, but Prime, dude, Prime was awesome. And then there's Ground Chuck, but
So
he's a nice guy.
Game of Thrones was really good. The House of Dragons, we're still watching it.
Yeah.
But like, we'll watch it if we've already finished all our other shows.
Yeah.
So like, we're like 3 episodes into the last season of the House of Dragons. I don't know if it's the last season, but we stopped it to watch Naked and Afraid. We stopped it to watch Cobra Kai, and then when there's nothing else on, we'll go back. And the whole time we're watching House of Dragons, we're like, who's that again? Her daughter died? Her son died? Oh, they killed the baby? Oh.
No, I agree with you there.
Yeah.
And it does. It can get a little confusing because I'll even have to stop the show and ask my wife. I'm like,
Who the fuck
wait,
is
which one's this one? She's like, oh, it's so and so's son. I'm like, but
she can keep up with it. She knows all the
she
people.
knows. She can
Okay.
keep up with that shit.
I'm gonna text her next time we're watching it.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck is this again? Who's
Yeah.
Aegon?
Yeah,
Oh, that's Aegon Targaryen. He's the fucking son of the queen of
Yeah.
all this shit.
yeah. I just want to get something made of Valerian steel.
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm dying to have something made of Valerian
You
steel.
sit there, cut down your trees in your backyard.
Yeah. Freaking Star Wars.
So, like, did you ever used to watch like old 1970s like kung fu movies? Because like the character would come out and they would like pause and like show a close up of the character and then say his name, like Kung Fu Master such and
Oh,
such.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And that's what they need in House of Dragons. Like every time the character comes on screen, it's like, this is Aegon, son of Tragon. And it's like, oh, that's Aegon, son of Tragon. Thank you.
Yes,
Fucking.
I do agree with you there because
It needs that shit.
this last episode we watched, or the last two episodes we watched, they kept on focusing on this family, and I'm like, who are they?
Yeah.
Who are they? I mean, like, they wouldn't tell you who they are, but they're obviously somebody big, right?
Yeah.
And then finally, last episode, we found out, oh,
Oh, that's what that is.
that's why they were focusing on these people. We started watching a show on Peacock called Those About to Die.
Oh, no. I don't know.
It's based on an emperor right in Rome, right around the time shortly after Julius Caesar.
Oh, cool.
Anthony Hopkins plays the emperor,
Nice.
but it's a sitcom. It's a show.
sitcom.
Excuse me. It's a sitcom. It's a show.
Bonk, bonk, bonk. Why are they
Ba-dum,
always
ba-dum,
stabbing me in the back? Bonk, bonk, bonk,
Too
bonk.
brute. No, it's a series. But it's a good show, man.
Yeah.
With the exception of there's a couple of shits that it's like, come on, dude. Like this main guy says, go and fetch the horses, and the guy goes, yes, sir. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they weren't referring to somebody else as sir back in,
Oh, my liege.
yeah, 827 AD.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's something else, dude. But the storyline is actually pretty good. Right now, we're really into the third season of Mayor of Kingstown.
I watched like the first episode of that, and like they kill like the main character in the first episode. I'm like, I don't want to. I was already invested in this fucker. I don't want to like the brother of the main character.
Yeah,
kill him.
Yeah, the brother.
It's like I don't want to watch this. They already killed like the only dude I was interested. The only dude that cared about.
You were interested in the dude?
Like,
Look,
that's
dude,
my
I
guy.
mean, yeah, not me. Mine's Jeremy Renner. What's his name?
I don't know.
Yeah, which is the main guy.
The
Jeremy
Deadpool. Oh. No, that's Ryan Reynolds. The
That's
Deadpool.
right. No, this is Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
But no, dude, it's a heck of a show.
That was not my shit.
Don't miss out. Look, don't do what I did. When The Wire came out, I was like, whatever. No big deal. I'm not going to watch it. It kept on winning all these awards,
You finally watched it?
And finally, after 12, 15 years, I figured, I'm going to watch it.
It was really good.
And then I realized, I wonder they won so many fucking awards. Dude, it was a great damn show. But I had never seen it till about a year and a half or two ago. And the only reason I watched it is because there was a character on The Wire that used to come out on Boardwalk Empire.
Chalky White.
Chalky White.
Chalky White was the main bad guy.
And so, remember, he passed like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago or something?
He died, the actor?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I didn't
Yeah,
even
so
know that.
and when they said, they were talking about the shows that he had been on, the movies, and they're like, he's known for his role on Boardwalk Empire with Steve Buscemi and blah, 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 as Chalky White. He was the blah, blah, blah on the Wire. I'm like, I told my wife, I said, we never watched that show. She goes, I'm not really interested. So I watched episode 1. I told her, I said, oh, you're missing out on this shit. You have to watch it, right?
Yeah.
So so she started watching it with me. Man, we got hooked on that show. It's a great show.
Boardwalk Empire was really good. I watched all that all the way through, only because I love Steve Buscemi, and only because Steve Buscemi is such a weird dude to be like a gangster kingpin, because he's so like scrawny and awkward, and he's like, oh, okay, have that guy killed. Okay. And it's like,
But-
fucking Steve Buscemi's calling out hits.
But did that show not make you see him in another light?
A little bit, I guess, but
'Cause
I couldn't pull myself out of that Steve fucking Buscemi.
Well, that was me, man.
Being a
the only-
fucking
the only
kingpin.
thing, the only thing I could see him as is that fucking singer on Wedding Singer. Remember at the end? So that's what I saw him as.
Yeah.
It was always like the stupid role, and then when I see him as a badass. Speaking of badasses, dude, have you seen all those TikTok videos on that Turkish guy?
Oh, the shooter from
shooter
the
from
Olympics.
Turkey?
Yeah, like everybody's wearing all these eyepieces and posing
This
all
guy
stupid.
shows up, both
this
eyes
dude's like in
open.
chanclas, just
Yeah.
fucking pat, pat, pat.
And-
He pulls silver.
And so I read one of the comments that said, dude, fucking Turkey just probably set the hitman. You know, they're like, hey, we're going to need you to go to the Olympics. And the guy,
Take a break from assassinations. I need you to go win gold. You only won silver. All right, you're gonna have to work double time.
well,
after
no, this guy said, he goes, he's a fucking hitman, dude. He goes, he probably just got the silver so he wouldn't raise suspicion.
The fucking
And then, like, I saw this commentary. One guy said, this is the real John Wick.
yeah,
And somebody else said, this motherfucker trained John Wick.
exactly. The meme I saw was like they used AI to put him like in a lawn chair with like a couple empty beers next to his thing, and he's just shooting in the lawn chair. Pat, pat.
No, I'm going to try to see if I can find this picture, and I'll put it up on here. It's from Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
It's
Julius and John Travolta, and then the fucking third dude,
and
the dude
Jackson.
from Turkey.
They're like this, and then you got the third guy, the guy from Turkey.
Yeah.
Dude. It's fucking hilarious. Somebody did that shit. I thought that was
But
funny.
no, that
dude.
dude's a badass. That reminds me, like a few Olympics ago, when the American curling, curling team, and the meme was like 4 American dads said, "Fuck it, let's do the Olympics in one goal," because it's like fat, overweight dudes just fucking posing like, "Yeah, we won," because you're just sliding a little rock across the ice, and 2 dudes are sweeping in front of it.
Well, did you see table tennis? Ping pong, basically, right? It said, I saw a meme today, it said, America's gold medal tennis team is made in China. Dude,
It's all Chinese,
yes,
Asian
they're
dudes.
all,
Yeah.
no, it's 4 Asian girls.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, nice.
Or 3 or 4 Asian girls, but they took the gold, but they're all Asian, right? And it's representing the U.S. Obviously, they were born here, you know, or their parents were. I don't know, but it's pretty cool. I mean, look, this has probably been one of the Olympics I've watched the most for some reason. So it's been a lot of fun, but that one guy just cracked me up. It's like another one of the commentaries was. He woke up in the morning and his wife told him, "Hey, wake up! Remember, you got to go do that Olympic thing."
He's like, "Oh fuck, all right."
Yeah, or
throws
like
on t-shirt and jeans. And
He
just
went
pat,
out for
pat.
groceries, and his wife called him on the phone and said, "Hey, don't forget, you got to go do that Olympic thing." And some guy said, "He probably I think he just got off the plane this morning, came straight to, walked over to the stadium."
You know, there used to be a table tennis club right here on Huebner and Blanco. I think it's closed now, but I took my mom one time because my mom used to play ping pong, and she wanted to go. And like we walked in, and like these dudes take it seriously. Like we rented the table, and me and my mom played, and we were like, we hit the ball once or twice, and then go run and catch our ball, and then do it again. But these motherfuckers on the other tables,
They're standing like 12 feet out from the table, and they're like,
yeah, they're pulling down like custom fucking little paddles
Yeah.
or like Teflon and shit, and like fucking, they're like serious about it,
Yeah.
and we're just like fucking around. It's like, this needs to be a bar sport. You know how they have pickleball bars,
Yeah.
and they need to have like a ping pong ball where you can get drunk
Well,
and just fucking hit the ball.
like you said, that was the funny thing with this guy, right? All these other competitors, look, I didn't even know they wore all that shit, dude.
Yeah.
All that gear with like the special lenses and all this crap.
Yeah.
This guy's just wearing regular glasses.
they're all posing stupid. They're like, they
Oh,
got that ass out like
and then
this
his hand in his pocket, dude. He's all
yeah,
like,
yeah, he was all casual. He just walked in like fucking pat, pat, pat.
That dude was a fucking badass, man. Anyway,
Yeah,
I just,
he won the Olympics. He won silver in the
he won
competition,
silver.
but he won all of our hearts.
yeah, absolutely. That's like, I love the U.S. winning, but whenever Mexico takes a medal, I get so excited, dude.
Yeah.
And I think 2-3 days ago, the synchronized men's diving took a silver. Mm-hmm. And, dude, it warmed my heart. And somebody said, it's a silver with a taste of gold, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, kind of like you said a while ago,
Yeah.
what'd you say? Melts like ice or
Oh,
yeah, some shit like that.
fire. Ice burns like fire.
Oh yeah, there you go again. Again, dude, you're really tripping me out, man. Yeah, so you know, that's why I said I've been catching a lot of the Olympics, but that one really kind of felt good to see something like that. I have seen a whole bunch of rowdy Mexicans in Paris, dude.
Oh,
Yeah, if nothing else, when they leave, the Parisians are gonna be like, "We want the Mexicans back," dude. There's a guy walking
the
around
little-
with this. He's got a speaker that's probably about this wide, about yay tall.
yeah.
And he strapped it to his back with a microphone, and everywhere he goes, he blasts Mexican music, and he gets people to dance with
Nice.
him. So it's
How many asadas do they have in the parking lot with the fucking
probably
grill?
so, dude. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, I got a chivo, man. You want some chivo? I'm making cabrito. You're like, at the park.
They're killing the goat right there.
in front of the loop. Sir, what are you? I'm selling tacos right here in front of the Eiffel Tower. Anyway,
That podcast flew by.
really did, man. I think we had a lot of shit to say.
Well, we didn't do it for like 6 months or however long we
I
did.
feel like I unleashed.
You did.
Yeah. Anyway.
Cathartic experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Resisting.
Uncut
any
Gems. If you
Uncut
want that
Gems?
experience, watch Uncut Gems.
It was a good. I recommend that movie.
Yeah, I really
I
do
haven't seen
too.
the others.
All right, folks. Well, it's that time. It's that time of the evening, day, or whatever you want to say. I bid you farewell. I do. Is that what you said? I do.
I do. Now
I do the same.
look at you. You're Parisian.
Uh-huh.
I bid you adieu.
I do.
Je ne sais quoi.
I do. We.
Oui, oui.
We.
No, I'm not going to the
I gotta
bathroom.
go wee. Anyway, folks, we will talk. No, we won't. You'll hear us next week.
Are we doing it next week? You're not going to put in like fucking. It doesn't stop. You got to get up and fucking stop it.
Oh, no.
Are we
we'll-
here next week?
Yeah, I think so, dude.
Okay.
It's the day before kids go back to school.
Yes.
But you know, if you're a proactive parent like myself, and like myself, I've already bought all the school supplies.
Yeah, we did that. We did that already.
So we're good to go.
I
man.
found like over $100, like $150 just for like one kid.
Oh shoot! I was complaining because we spent $200 on two.
Oh, chinga.
So, I mean, of course, they got the Target brand. And I'm like, hey, Dad, look at this neat notebook. I'm like, oh, look at this one that has the Target brand. See, $1.29, 79 cents. Guess which one you're getting, kid? Just remember who your father is.
There you go.
I'm not the guy from Turkey. Folks, we'll talk later. Say bye.
Cheers. Bye.